stormy morning on the final day of WebSummit, one of my favorite places to be every year. I think this is my 8th WebSummit, so I'm so happy to be back. And thank you for making time for me this morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brittany Kaiser. I am the CEO of AlphaTon Capital, NASDAQ ATON. We are the largest corporate investor in the Telegram ecosystem in order to grow privacy-centric, data-protecting technologies for users around the world. With Telegram's a billion-plus user ecosystem, we are very excited to bring everything from gaming to DeFi to other interesting verticals like healthcare onto privacy-protecting technologies and to proliferate and grow this ecosystem. And we are so excited about all of the partnerships that we have brought into this. We have been so lucky to be supported by some of the biggest companies from around the world who really believe in legendary founder Pavel Durov and his ability to be the true competitor to Meta. He already is, but in order to take 1 billion monthly active users to over 4 billion and give the 4 billion Meta users a real choice of ethical technology over technology that does not have any data protection features. We are scaling up significantly and assisting the Telegram ecosystem with as many growth verticals as we can help with. So as you might have seen 2 weeks ago, Pavel Durov announced that he would be launching Cocoon AI, which will be the largest decentralized AI network in the world that is privacy-centric so that you can process AI inference where none of your data is going to be taken or repurposed for either the company or other people's models. For those of you who have used a lot of the AI products that are easily accessible today, you probably know that any data that you feed into those AIs is used for whichever purposes the company chooses to use it for. And the data that it is modeled on is most likely non-consensual and not even unethically sourced, but perhaps illegally sourced, breaking data protection laws, breaking laws that protect copyright, trademark, and all sorts of intellectual property rules and regulations. That has been a very big problem for creatives, for media, for academics, for anyone that actually cares about their digital rights, their rights to their intellectual property, and even their human and civil rights. So it's a huge opportunity to bring not just decentralized AI to the world, but privacy-centric, decentralized AI in a very large-scale way. As you might know, there's a huge number of AIs as well as bots and other artificial intelligence programs that run on Telegram to the 1 billion monthly active users every day. It's a huge opportunity to give people privacy-centric AI that can protect their data, where they can run also privacy-preserving applications and mini apps within the Telegram ecosystem. So we announced 2 weeks ago that we were going to be a large contributor to the Cocoon AI network. And we are very, very proud to be announcing today that we are going to be making a very large-scale investment in 100% renewable energy run GPU infrastructure to add to the Cocoon AI network in partnership with SingularityNet and Kudos Compute. So for us, that is a huge opportunity to make sure that the future of AI is not just private and data protecting, but ethical in many other ways, including sustainable. For years, I have worked on the sustainability of data centers and technology as a core component of what makes technology ethical. For the past 10 years, I have been one of the pioneers of data protection and data ownership and both in law and from a regulatory perspective, making sure that our digital rights are protected when using technology. But also for the past 5 years, I've specifically worked on, as we scaled these technologies, whether privacy preserving or not, making sure that technologies are sustainable. I launched the first 100% renewable Bitcoin mining company on NASDAQ many years ago that is now American Bitcoin, NASDAQ ABTC. And we launched Alphaton Capital, NASDAQ ATON, in order to continue to build the most important ethical and sustainable technology products, being the Telegram ecosystem and all other privacy-preserving and sustainable technologies that help that main application grow. So in partnership with SingularityNet and Kudo Compute, we are so excited to be massively scaling up to prepare for this month's launch of the Cocoon AI network. We will be providing both inference for the Cocoon AI network, as well as the ability for all of our portfolio companies or anyone that is running AI applications on Telegram to train their models in a privacy-preserving and sustainable way, and then also paying for inference in our decentralized, privacy-preserving, and sustainable network, which we're very excited to be bringing to market. We are going to start very quickly. Over the next couple of weeks, we will be starting to run these data centers, which are in Sweden and run on 100% hydropower. So there is no carbon footprint of what we are doing. I've always worked to make sure that our operations are carbon neutral or even net carbon negative, which is a very exciting opportunity. And so that will start to roll out over the next couple of weeks, just in time for Cocoon AI to launch this month. And once that launches, it will be the largest privacy-centric AI network in the world, and we are proud to be one of its largest contributors. I also have some of our friends here from SingularityNet. Maybe, Janet, you wanted to join me on stage in case anyone here has some questions for us. Fantastic. So just a brief background of me, and then Janet can introduce herself, and then we can open this up to questions. As I said, I'm Brittany Kaiser. I'm the CEO of Alphaton Capital, NASDAQ ATON. For the past decade, I have been a thought leader in data protection, privacy, and sustainable technologies. I've now taken 3 of my companies public on NASDAQ, and I've advised over 30 different companies, either as a board member or advisor. All of these technologies have to do with digital identity, data protection, privacy, tracking and traceability of data, monetization ethically of personal data, and, of course, ethical AI. I will pass it over to Janet.
Good morning. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Brittany. I'm Janet Adams, Chief Operating Officer of SingularityNet and also board member of the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. What Brittany has announced today is very, very exciting for us at SingularityNet. So SingularityNet are partnered with Kudo Compute, Kudos, in the decentralized world, and they are one of the fastest growing medium-scale technology and compute providers. They're a very, very exciting company. They're one of NVIDIA's 4 partners in the UK. They're one of NVIDIA's 3 partners in Europe. And they are providing GPUs and GPU management services at costs up to 70% lower than the hyperscalers. They're absolutely committed to renewable energy. They're committed to sustainability and green compute. And they're committed to bringing the benefits of decentralized AI to the world at large in a way that democratizes access to technology and access to wealth, which is what we care about at SingularityNet, and which is why I'm so excited about this partnership, as is Dr. Ben Goertzel, our CEO. He's on stage at the moment with his robots. I'm pointing at the stage. He's not at the door there. He would be here if he wasn't if he didn't have an on-stage clash, but he'll be talking about this later in his own press conference. So we share a passion for decentralized AI, for uplifting humanity through this AI revolution, for data privacy, and for ethical development. And of course, I'm a super fan of Brittany and always a huge supporter of women in technology. So it's an even double pleasure and honor to be here with Brittany today.
Thank you so much. Happy to open it up if we have any questions.
We'll move on to a Q&A. Could you please raise your hand and state your name and affiliation?
I'm Anya Likhtarovich, Somewhere on Earth, the Global Tech Podcast. Brittany, lovely to see you again. This sounds like an incredibly exciting venture. And I think for a lot of younger people, this is exactly what they've been looking for, because I've been here with my daughter, who's 17, and she's really quite angry at the presumption that they do all their homework on ChatGPT and Gemini, etc. But because there are quite a lot of them who deliberately don't use it unless they have to. Are you going to be specifically aiming at that generation of younger people, or are you going to be trying to educate us older folk and reminding us really that data is really our worth?
For me, I think it is incredibly important for us to be a huge microphone for education and awareness of letting people know the difference between ethical technologies where themselves and their data and their mental health and their physical health can be protected while using technologies, and that there really is a true ethical alternative, especially to Meta products, to OpenAI products. For those of you in the room that don't know, I'm a former whistleblower against my former employer, Cambridge Analytica and Facebook. And so I have spent a lot of the past 8 years testifying both in Congress and European Parliament and British Parliament and in other places around the world against Facebook, Instagram, Equifax, and tons of other companies that have committed data violations around the world. I think something that is important when we're talking about our children is specifically citing a case where I helped sue Instagram for targeting children with suicide websites, and ChatGPT is currently being taken to court over similar issues. So OpenAI has, and both Character AI at Google have created products that target children and are incredibly unsafe for you to give to minors and really adults as well. So if you look at the top 5 most used apps in the world, that's WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, WeChat, and Telegram. And Telegram is the only of those 5 that has data protection and privacy features, that doesn't sell your data to companies, that does not give your data to governments, and does not have targeting features. So for us to be growing the Telegram ecosystem, it's not just for adults, it's not just for children, it's for everyone. And most people around the world don't realize what they are using until something bad has happened. And I think being able to give something to your kids where you know that they are safe, they're not being targeted, their data isn't being sold and shared in order to target them further, is a huge opportunity and really also our responsibility. I'm also a parent, so I think about these things every day, and many of the technologies that I grew up with, I would never allow my children to use. So I think it is both an education and awareness opportunity, but really also the imperative to build these products and make them available so that safe technologies are there, and so that people do realize on a daily basis that they do have a choice.
We'll move on to our next question.
Yes, hi Brittany, I'm Yuri Bilast, the podcast host of Web3 CMO Stories. Telegram has become the largest Web3 ecosystem, but I listened now, you never used the word Web3. So Telegram doesn't use the word Web3, it doesn't frame itself as Web3, but what do you think founders, marketers, we understand about building adoption at scale?
So that is another focus of our company, Alphaton Capital, is to grow the world's largest Web3 ecosystem, which is Telegram. But that's not what a lot of people knew it as, because it started as a regular tech app over a decade ago and now has amassed over 1 billion monthly active users, some of which are just using traditional technology through Telegram. So it is a Web2 app that has now integrated blockchain technology through the back end. So it's vertically integrated through the entire app. And so you can own your digital identity on Telegram. Your handle, that is your identity, you can own that on chain, and you can buy, sell, trade it, or just keep it in your own wallet for yourself. You can own your in-game assets, your gifts, your stickers. You can own your private phone number on chain. You can own your .ton URL on chain, which means that Telegram is the first big tech company in the entire world that believes that you should actually own your data and own your digital assets, and has implemented that. And that's huge. I think most of the 1 billion monthly active users on Telegram right now don't know that there is a crypto wallet on their phone. If you've never used Telegram before, you might not know that it has anything to do with Web3. If you've used Telegram before, you might not realize if you go to settings and at the top you can click open wallet. And that wallet allows you to purchase, receive, hold on-chain assets from your digital identity to those other in-app assets, which is data ownership. You have the ability to own parts of your digital life where if you choose to sell them, that is your choice, and you can ethically trade in your digital assets because they are yours. That is something that I've been hoping for a decade. It's kind of my dream. And so when Pavel Durov and the Telegram team started vertically integrating blockchain technology in the back end, I thought, well, this is something that I want to actually put all of my time towards, because I really hoped that some of the other big 5 tech companies would consider doing that. Libra was shot down many years ago, but that was not meant to be a way for people to own their data in Facebook. It was meant to be a way for Facebook to get more data out of their users than before. It was a financial information network, so that what is now Meta would have even more data on their users and still give no power to the people that give it all of its valuation. So for me, it's incredibly exciting to be able to support Telegram in a big way and to be a huge microphone to educate people on what it is doing and what it is. And also for crypto people, I've been in crypto since 2011. A lot of us always talk about what is the moment where we are going to get mass adoption, aka 1 billion users of blockchain technology. And for me, the most obvious answer to that is Telegram.
We still have time to another question. Please raise your hands.
Hi, I am Tiago. I have a personal Instagram and a YouTube channel. I do reviews for tech products, and I use and I try to get people to use Telegram more and more, because I believe a lot in the application and all those functionalities. But also I see that in Telegram there are a lot of bad users. So you are speaking about data privacy and all of those things, but there are, and copyright, you also spoke about copyright, but as you probably know, there are a lot of Telegram groups where people share books, for example, pornography, and etc., bad things, piracy, etc. So for what I see, I can see that Telegram is very aggressive against copyright. So if a copyright group that shares newspapers and etc. Is open, immediately after a few hours we see that it's gone. But I don't see the same thing happening on piracy groups and on pornography groups. So my question is, what is Telegram doing? And I don't know if you are the right person to speak about it, but what is Telegram doing to go against that?
Yeah, so just to be clear, I don't work for Telegram. I do not speak on their behalf, but I do know that they are making large-scale investments to keep their users safe while also balancing that with free speech and making sure that the platform is censorship resistant so that people are not unjustly being blocked from content that they would like to share. So that's always a delicate balance, but I believe that Telegram is making more of an investment in that than some of the other platforms that people use on a daily basis.
We still have time for one last question. Any other questions in the room? Do you want to say last few words? Oh, there's a question over there. Sorry.
Hi, everyone. I'm Julia from Abraham House. I would like to know your take, Brittany, on the most likely outcome that we would probably witness once there would be a dominance established in the market of AI. We all know that the AI race is very rush and harsh as well. And you do say that you are an optimist, but we can see how our rights and data have been misused and abused. And what do you think, realistically speaking, what would be the most likely outcome?
So I'm an eternal optimist, but I'm also an activist. I've known my entire life that good things don't just happen accidentally. They happen because people work towards them. So that's really what this announcement is about today, that we're not going to have a future of privacy protecting AI. We're not going to have a sustainable, energy-driven technology future unless leaders like everyone here in this room work together to make it possible. So it takes a lot of effort and a lot of intention to decide to choose to do the right thing so that we all are co-creating and building the future that we want to see for ourselves and our children. So making sure that this AI race is not just dominated by executives that don't believe anyone has any rights left and they're not interested in obeying the law, or by any ethical or moral principles. It has to be other people that say, actually, I do believe that laws are there for a reason, and I do believe in protecting civil rights, human rights, intellectual property, data rights, and therefore we are building and proliferating and using and promoting technologies that protect those rights and building those technologies sustainably so we can make sure that we have a future that the next generation can participate in happily. Janet, any last words?
Well, I agree absolutely with everything you say, Brittany, and that's why we're all so excited here. No fate but what we make, to quote Sarah Connor from Terminator. We do need to actively work together. The AGI race is the hottest race on the planet today. SingularityNet is the only credible research house, R&D, AI R&D house outside of big tech with a chance of winning that race. And with this partnership, with our co-investment with our UK company, which is focused on sustainable energy and sustainable data centers, we've got a real chance to get out in front, make sure we win that race and that we win it for a decentralized population, democratizing access, open source tools. And it takes all of us, it takes all of you in the press as well. It takes all of us to make this movement and to make this a positive event for humanity as we go through this enormous AI and AGI revolution.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Sadly, we are out of time.